We're playing Hex Magic, a brand new card from Marvel Superheroes in modern Boros Ruby Storm. Let's go check it out. What is Hex Magic? Well, it's a new and exciting card for 2 and a red, a sorcery Arcane. Arcane is relevant because we are a Desperate Ritual deck, which means that you can splice Desperate Ritual onto Hex Magic, which has some amount of value. Also, just, having that option is kind of nice. And then you exile all cards from your hand, draw that many cards until the end of your next turn. You may play cards exiled this way. A lot of people are calling this Wheel of Fortune, and anything that you can compare to Wheel of Fortune obviously has some legs and is quite powerful. I don't know that I believe that it's Wheel of Fortune, but I do think it's good enough for modern Boros Ruby Storm, which is what we're playing today. What did we cut in order to make room for Hex Magic? Well, I am no longer playing Artist Talent. This card filters cards at a better rate and is a lot faster. Yes, you lose the 9th and 10th reducers on top of Rail Monsoon Mage and Ruby Medallion. That is a known loss, but Hex Magic is super powerful and you want to play the broken cards. Okay, we are also not playing anything like Flashback. Okay, instead I'm playing Striker Rich because I think Striker Rich actually helps speed you up where Flashback doesn't. Additionally, we're not playing Heroes Hangout or anything like Glimpse the Impossible because Hex Magic is just broken. Like, this card is so powerful. I'm really thrilled to be showing it or playing it for you today as well. In addition, well, more like a subtraction from the deck list, is no main deck copy of Grapeshot. Instead, I'm playing 2 in the sideboard. I was looking at Zach's deck list. They seem to be the person winning the most, and they're opting to play 19 real lands, and I say real lands, and then 2 MDFCs, being Valakut Awakening. And I'm taking a page from them because I've never loved the main deck Grapeshot, but it became popular over the last year due to Surgical Extraction seeing a lot of play. Well, right now, Surgical Extraction is not seeing a lot of play, and therefore, I would like to play Grapeshot in the sideboard. There will be some number of matches where you need to sideboard it in, and because of that, I'm playing a second copy in the sideboard. Zax is playing a Galvanic Relay, but I've never loved that card in Modern. I just don't think the mana exists for that card to be at its full potential. So I am not playing the Galvanic Relay, and instead I'm playing the second copy of Grapeshot. We have 4 copies of Orm's Chant to protect you, and then traditionally I like 4 Prismatic Ending. I've been talked into playing 2 copies of Wear Tear because it's better against the Trinisphere decks of the format, and I'm willing to accept that. So I am playing 2 copies of Wear Tear today alongside 2 copies of Brotherhood's End, which also blows up Trinisphere. But it's really good against the affinity decks of the format. And then it has crossover play versus things like Boros Energy because it wipes their board, but also Boros Energy sometimes plays Damping Sphere in the sideboard and it answers that as well. So Brotherhood's End and Wear Tear are new additions to my sideboard. But for the most part, this is classic Ruby Storm, and you know and love it. That's why we're playing it today, and I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll see you in match number 1. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1 with modern Boros Ruby Storm featuring Hex Magic. We're on the play. We have a 1 land hand here. I think we're supposed to mulligan this. Slightly better. We'll keep in bottom a Bloodstained Mire, play Elegant Parlor, keep the Hex Magic, pass. We have a turn 1 Ocelot Pride. We'll just play Bloodstained Mire and pass. Marsh Flats, face swing, and step we will Surveil, grabbing the Elegant Parlor, trigger. Hello, Ruby Medallion. Love to see it. And I think here we just play Hex Magic for 3 mana and pass. So it's effectively a draw 4, and then we'll have a ton of resources to win with next turn. Pass. Hallowed Fountain. So they're playing blue, so this is not a guaranteed win. They could have Consigned to Memory or something. Another Hallowed Fountain. Okay. They pick up another Guide of Souls. They're tapping out here. Interesting. Okay. I am taking the pain. I mean, this is a lot of value for them. Don't get me wrong. They pick up another copy of Guide of Souls. We'll begin with Ruby Medallion. Play Pyretic Ritual. Manamorphose. Red. Hex Magic for 5. We'll play our land. Hex Magic is so good. It is bananas. We'll grab a land. I can Hex Magic again here for 5. Yeah, we're going to do it. 5 more cards, please. This is so broken. It's funny, reading the modern Boros Ruby Storm thread in the Storm Discord, it's just Ruby Storm, it's not necessarily Boros, but people are like, I'm not sure if Hex Magic is actually good, and I think they have this idea that you're supposed to play it last when you really want to play it first. I don't even know if it matters what I do at this point. We'll play Rail Monsoon Mage, I guess. Play Desperate Ritual. Tails. We did not win the flip. We'll play Strike It Rich. We'll try it again. Tails. We lose the flip. We'll play another copy of Strike It Rich. Tails. Lose that flip too. Okay. Let's try Desperate Ritual. We win that one. So now we will transform. The Leyline Prodigy is hidden underneath my cards that I can play this turn. We'll ultimate the Rail Leyline Prodigy. Oh boy. Alright. And our opponent concedes. Nice. Quick and easy. Sideboard out the Strike It Rich. I feel like I want a couple copies of Orm's Chant. They have Solitude and Consign to Memories, but I don't feel like it's a lot, so I don't want all 4. And then we'll bring in 2 copies of Wear Tear, shave a Past in Flames, and it's either the 4th Hex Magic or one of the Impulse effects. And Hex Magic is so broken. I think I want the Hex Magics. So we'll board out 1 Impulse effect. We'll try this. Yeah, great hand. Keep. They play Marsh Flats and pass. We'll play Elegant Parlor, Surveil. I think I'm going to get rid of the Ruby Medallion. I just don't really need it in this spot. They fetch, Meticulous Archive, Blooded Strand, and a High Noon. Sure. We'll play the Elegant Parlor, keep the Hex Magic, and I'll pass. I'm going to wait for them to cast a spell before I play Wear Tear, just to make sure that it resolves. White Orchid Phantom, so this can blow up one of my lands. And I think they're doing this because I kept the card on top when I surveilled. And now we'll play Wear Tear because they cannot counter it, because they've already played a spell. You drew the other Wear Tear, which could be useful if they have a second piece of hate. I don't know if they do. We'll just pass the turn here. I could try to be aggressive and jam Desperate Ritual into Hex Magic, but I don't like that as a line. Rest in peace. Sure. You got it, friend. They attack. No blocks. Ouch. I will fetch. Grab Sacred Foundry. We'll begin by attacking. Orm's Chant. Target you. Trigger. Fails. I just want to make sure they don't have a Solitude or Force of Negation. And they don't. I think I'm going to just Hex Magic here and hope that I hit an untapped land. Hex Magic for 4. Fails. You could play the Desperate Ritual first, but then you only see 3 cards. And I did not hit an untapped land. Wow. Brutal. We'll play Valakut Awakening as a land. Maybe that was wrong. Yeah, maybe that was bad. It was just a little irked about not hitting my land that I played it. Okay. You draw another land. Not great. We'll swing. I have 5 spells here, so I would have to draw a spell off the Manamorphose and win the 50-50. I guess I could just start on Manamorphose and see what I draw. We'll Wear Tear the Rest in Peace first in case I draw into Past in Flames. Tails. No. Manamorphose. Tails. We'll make red. Another Manamorphose. Okay. We'll play it. Tails. We lose the flip. Red. Ren's Resolve. Tails. Lose that flip too. Into Ritual Land. We'll cast Orm's Chant. So this is my 5th spell. They flash Infelia, that's fine. So I wonder if I'm supposed to play the Desperate Rituals here to increase my odds of transforming. But if they have a Solitude, I get blown out. I guess I could play 1 more, and that doesn't hurt anything. Alright, so we'll play Desperate Ritual here, because this gives me 2 chances to flip. Tails, lose the flip. Alright, let's try it again. Tails, We actually get to transform. Lovely. Ultimate the Railway Line Prodigy. My opponent is complaining that I transformed. I don't know what you want from me. I guess. Sure. We win match number 1, and Hex Magic was incredibly powerful. Let's go win match number 2.
Building a new deck usually means getting hit with a dozen different shipping fees from a dozen different sellers. It adds up fast, and honestly, it's the worst part of buying cards. That's why I switched to Card Trader Zero. You shop their global marketplace, but instead of having every seller ship to you, they ship to Card Trader's hub first. Card Trader then packs everything into a single shipment for you, and it saves a small fortune on shipping fees. This package from Card Trader just arrived. These are 4 dark rituals that came from 4 different sellers, but they all arrived in one envelope, and every card was quality checked by the Card Trader team before it hit my door. Check out the link in the description to try Card Trader Zero's optimizer for yourself. Stop paying for multiple shipments and get just one.
We're back for the second round on the play. This seems fine enough. We will keep Elegant Parlor, trigger, Surveil away Past in Flames, pass the turn. They play Watery Grave into a card I've never seen before. Kid Loki for 1 blue. Each creature you control that you've put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this turn has hexproof. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Kid Loki. Sure. We'll play our land. Rail Monsoon Mage. Pass. They play Sink in a Stupor as a land. They play the legendary creature from Assassin's Creed. I'm not even going to attempt to say its name because I'm just not capable of saying it correctly. So I'll take 2. They have 1 open mana. Let's try Ren's Resolve. Trigger. Tails. Scalding Turn and another Rail Monsoon Mage. We'll play our land. Reckless Impulse. Tails. I'm going to say no to transforming. I did consider it in killing their creature, but I think it's just not the right line, because then the Kid Loki kills it. We'll pass the turn. We revealed another land and Wish. Our draw being very clunky so far. They play another copy of Mox Amber. Psychic Frog. Sure. They attack, no blocks. They play Mishra's Bauble. We will fetch. Grab the Elegant Parlor. We're really just looking for mana here. I do not need land number 6. That can go to the graveyard. Really land number 7. They'll draw off Mishra's Bauble. Veilcut Awakening. That is a card I'd like. We'll fetch. What is happening? Wan Chi Tong. Okay. So they'll get to draw a card off my fetch land. That's fine. Grab a mountain. They'll draw. We'll play Veilcut Awakening. Trigger. Tails. I'm going to put all of the cards on the bottom and draw 5 new ones. Well, we have mana. That's a positive. It was all in exactly one area of the deck. And because we have Wish and Exile, I believe we have enough mana here to Past in Flames. We'll splice Desperate Ritual. Are they conceding? What's the lag? No, okay. Desperate Ritual. Let's slide this over here. We'll splice another copy of Desperate Ritual. Tails. No. We'll play Wish. Tails. Play Ren's Resolve. Tails. Yes. We'll ultimate the Railway Line Prodigy. Our opponent's deck just had no interaction. We'll play another Rail Monsoon Mage. This game should be over quickly. Heretic Ritual. Tails. I go to 6. We'll play Manamorphose. Tails. Yes. And the opponent concedes to that. Great. Weird Dimir Legends. I think we'll do 2 Prismatic Ending and 2 copies of Orm's Chant. We'll board how we did last round, where I board out 2 copies of Striker Rich, a Ren's Resolve, and a Past in Flames. We'll try this. Alright, on the draw for game number 2, the question is, do you believe? Because you could start the game by exiling Orm's Chant, and then you could have a turn 1 Ruby Medallion. But if you don't hit, this hand is trash. I think I'm going to mulligan. This is better. We'll keep. Bottom the second copy of Rail Monsoon Mage. They play Mishra's Bauble, Basic Island, and Nile Spellbomb. Sure. We'll play Scalding Tarn Pass, Fluted Delta, and now they're going to play a Mox Amber. Interesting. I wonder if that means Metallic Rebuke. We'll fetch. Oh, it's Washi Tong. Okay. You got it. Elegant Parlor. Keep the Desperate Ritual. Scalding Tarn. I mean, I could try to be really, really bold and try to win here. Our opponent has 1 blue mana open, so they do not have black to kill the rail. I mean, I know that it's a little crazy, but I want to go for it. Draw your card. Pyretic Ritual. Rail Monsoon Mage. Desperate Ritual. Tails. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Tails. No. Reckless Impulse. Oh, baby, we're going to do it. Manamorphose. Storm is 5. Tails. Blue, blue. I'm sorry, red, red. Move the Wish over here. Play the Pyretic Ritual. Tails. No. And now we're going to play Past in Flames. And I know that our opponent has a Nile Spellbomb on the table, but I think it's honestly just fine. We'll say Tails. We win the flip. So now Past in Flames is on the stack. They can use the Spellbomb. They cannot pay black mana. They'll exile my graveyard. I'll play Desperate Ritual. And then Past in Flames will resolve. And if I didn't flip my rail, this would have given me 2 additional chances to flip. We'll play Desperate Ritual. Ultimate the Rail Leyline Prodigy. 4 mana floating. That was not particularly good. Oh, wow. Did we not win this? That was terrible. We'll play Reckless Impulse, which I think hit a Ren's Resolve and maybe another land. We can Valakut Awakening just to draw a card. Wow, I can't believe the spot we're in right now. Holy moly. I guess we'll Hex Magic for free. They had a Ritual, but I don't think that's enough because I can Wish with 2 open mana, so I can Grave Shot for 13, which is just shy. I'm sorry, 15, so I'm 2 shy. We have 2 Ren's Resolve here into 2 more lands. No, it's land Ren's Resolve. Okay, we'll play the other Ren's Resolve. Garbage. Pass the turn. Started off so hot, and then things just went south. They attack for 3. Ouch. They play Psychic Frog, Watery Grave, 4 cards in their hand, another Mox Amber, Cameo Inquisitive Student, Damping Sphere. Wow. I am in trouble. We'll play our Mountain, play Ruby Medallion, and I must pass the turn. They fetch with Flooded Strand. They grab a Hallowed Fountain. Little surprised by that. The Fairy Time Raveler. Okay. I think I'm going to cut the Orum's chance. I haven't seen anything that makes me believe we need them. And I don't think I'm winning this game, so... They plus the Tameo. Past in Flames does not help me here. We'll replay the Ruby Medallion. They draw off their Clue token. Force of Negation. So they do have interaction. Okay. I think we can go to the next one. I'm going to just submit. Actually, we'll do the Board Out Gemstone Caverns thing. We'll see how it is. I'm already playing 1 more land than I normally would anyway, so we'll see. I'm happy keeping the extra land because I do think hitting your land drops matters so much. But I would like 1 more answer to Damping Sphere. Alright, game 3. I'm down a bunch of time. During sideboarding, it just said it was stuck at 0-0, and I asked my opponent if they were also experiencing this, and they just never responded. So it killed my clock, but not theirs. So I have 8 minutes to win game 3. Elegant Parlor. We'll keep the Ren's Resolve. Pass the turn. They play Mishra's Bauble, Hallowed Fountain, and a Nile Spellbomb. Sure. They draw off Mishra's Bauble. We will fetch. Grab the basic. Play Ruby Medallion. Pass. They play Polluted Delta, Basic Swamp, and a Damping Sphere. Sure. We'll play Scalding Tarn, Prismatic Ending on Damping Sphere, and I will pass. I keep on passing when they're playing Washi Tong. I haven't learned my lesson yet. Okay, well that is not Washi Tong. Fisher's Bauble. They look at their own top card, and now a Surveil land. We'll go grab our own Surveil. Elegant Parlor, trigger. Keep the Wish. Play Rail Monsoon Mage. Ren's Resolve, trigger. Tails. Say no. Reckless Impulse, Hex Magic. We'll Manamorphose. Tails. Red, red. Hex Magic for 1 mana. Tails. We hit a land, but I'm also really, really light on mana here. I'll fetch. Storm is 4. I think I'd like to Valakut Awakening. This sees 3 cards. Tails. Say no. Valakut Awakening. Alright, Manamorphose. Tails. Red, red. We'll Valakut Awakening again for 1 mana. And now I'm allowed to transform, but I don't win it anyway. We'll put 3 lands on the bottom. Draw 4. Okay, this has got to be it. We'll play Hex Magic. Trigger. Tails. We lose the flip. So disappointing. Pass the turn. We saw so many cards that turn with only 2 Manamorphos. They play Meticulous Archive. You know what? My life total matters here. I'm going to block. If you have some trick to pump your creature, go for it. They play Psychic Frog. With both copies of Wish and Exile, we do need to win this turn. Hex Magic, that's a good card to draw here. We'll begin with Hex Magic. Trigger. Tails. No. And I am in the red zone, under 5 minutes. Still no mana. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Trigger. Tails. Reckless Impulse. Still no rituals. We'll play a Mountain for turn. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Tails. Oh, there we go. We'll play Desperate Ritual. Tails. No. Manamorphose. Firm is 5. Tails. Red. Let's play Fire Magic. Tails. This is the 6th spell. Okay. Fire Magic for 3. We'll ultimate the Railway Line Prodigy. We'll play Ruby Medallion. And I just need to win in 3 minutes. I believe in our ability to do that. I shouldn't be splicing. I just need to make as many actions as I can here so I don't time out. Okay, let's go. Reckless Impulse, Storm 11. Bolt Worm's Chant, target you. This way they can't consign to memory the Grape Shot trigger. It resolves. We'll play Wish. Another Wish. Desperate Ritual. Storm 15. Ren's Resolve can be Storm 16. Grape Shot from the sideboard, Storm 17. We did it. Nice. Even with losing a bunch of time, we still were able to finish off Game 3. We are now 2-0 in this Modern League.
Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our Modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game.
For the third match, we're on the draw. This is a 1-lander, but I have Bloodstained Mire to grab a Surveil. Being on the draw means you get an extra card, and I have Striker Rich, so I think it's fine. Looks like they're on the red-green through the Breach deck. I think I still want to just take my turn and Surveil. If I miss, I'll play Striker Rich. They play Commercial District, Utopia Sprawl. They're going to have a lot of mana next turn. Fetch. We'll grab the Elegant Parlor. That is a land that plays Ruby Medallion. Grab a basic, Ruby Medallion, pass the turn. So they have 6 mana, so they could play Sowing Mycospawn with the kicker, and that's what's going to happen here. They'll exile a land, and they get to search their library for a land. Eldrazi Temple. Let's see what we can do. Desperate Ritual, Hex Magic for 5. Looks like we're going to Party Town. We'll play a Manamorphose. Red. We'll play the other Manamorphose. I want to avoid playing my land for Hex Magic purposes. We'll play the Pyretic Ritual. Play Rail Monsoon Mage. And now we'll splice Desperate Rituals. Trigger. Tails. We lose the flip. Play Strike It Rich. Tails. We win the flip. Ren's Resolve. I suppose I'll play a land. Nope, my opponent conceded. Nice. Just as Keranos intended. Words are tough. I'm also recording this pretty late. It's already past midnight. I had a busy day and needed to get a video done. So here I am at 12:15 in the morning recording. Alright, so we probably want Wear Tear. I believe that this is a Trinisphere deck. Maybe Brotherhood's End. Get rid of the Striker Rich. 1 Past in Flames and a Ren's Resolve. We'll try this. Sure. I mean, I don't think that this is amazing, but it's fine. If you squint hard enough, you could live the dream. So you can exile a land here to Gemstone Caverns, untap, hypothetically draw Railway Line Prodigy, go Pyretic Ritual, Railway Line Prodigy, or Rail Monsoon Mage, I mean, Desperate Ritual, Reckless Impulse into more mana into Past in Flames and win on turn 1. I've never had a turn 1 win with Ruby Storm. I've had a bunch of turn 2s, but never a turn 1. Gemstone Caverns. They play Eldrazi Temple. Hex Magic. I think we're just going to play Reckless Impulse on turn 1. Reckless Impulse. Well, there's my Rail Monsoon Mage. I have a turn 2 win right now, assuming my opponent doesn't do anything I care about. They cycle Kozilek's Command, Ugin's Labyrinth, and Trinisphere. That's disappointing. We'll play the land, play Rail Monsoon Mage, pass the turn. They play a land, 5 mana, and they have Kozilek's Command. Okay. We will play Ruby Medallion, pass the turn. Is this Sowing Mycospawn? It is. Bummer. I cannot cast anything due to the Trinisphere. They return the card underneath Ugin's Labyrinth, and now they play it, Devourer of Destiny. 1 card in their hand. Wear Tear. Unfortunately, I cannot play it. It still costs 3. Trinisphere means that, like, the final mana value of, like, Trinisphere just says you cannot pay cost less than 3. So even though I have a Ruby Medallion in play, it still costs 3. Another Sowing Mycospawn. Okay, they got me. I am going to just resubmit, and hopefully we get game 3 on the play. We will keep. My opponent has mulliganed to 4, and now they're tanking. So they're really mulliganing for a fast Trinisphere. I have 3 lands, and I have the Brotherhood's End to destroy Trinisphere. So this hand is actually pretty darn good. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. They have Eldrazi Temple. We'll fetch. Grab the Elegant Parlor. Surveil. Get rid of the Past in Flames. We drew another land. Play this Scalding Tarn and pass. Basic Forest. We'll fetch and grab the other copy of Elegant Parlor. Keep the Reckless Impulse. And now we'll play it. Play the Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. So we did reveal a Wear Tear, which means that they're not likely going to play a Trinisphere on their turn. Or if they do, you know, more props to you. 4 mana here for a Sowing Mycospawn. Okay. They grab Bojuka Bog, that's fine. We'll fetch. Grab Sacred Foundry. Rail Monsoon Mage. So I could try to go for it here. Let's just think this through. So I could play my land, play Rail. I have 2 open mana. The rituals are 5, so 6 total mana. Wish would bring me down to 4. I could Past in Flames, replay all 3. I mean, the math works here. I would lose to Graveyard Hate, but I don't think this deck plays Graveyard Hate. Outside of the Bojuka Bog, that is. Heretic Ritual, Tails, no. Desperate Ritual, Tails, no. Play Wish, Tails, no. We'll play Past in Flames, Tails, Heretic Ritual, Tails, no. So it says Storm 6, but one of them was Rail Monsoon Mage, so you really don't want to transform yet. Tails. Now we'll play Wish, Tails. We lose the flip. So I could empty the Warrens here for 19. I'm sorry, for 18. And I still get a chance to flip. I think that's just the move. Empty the Warrens. So we get a bunch of goblins. And the potential to transform the Rail Monsoon Mage. Tails. We did not win. Okay. 19 power on the board and they're at 20. They play Verdant Catacombs for a commercial district. Surveils away Trinisphere. Plays Talisman of Impulse. And Utopia Sprawl. They're at 19. Brotherhood's End. To destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Trigger. Tails. If I transformed in 1, I actually had lethal. We'll play a land. Oh, I also overpaid, but that's okay. We'll swing. I don't know if there's a difference between them being at 1 versus 2. Maybe I should leave back another blocker just in case. Alright, swing. They're at 3. Rail Monsoon Mage did not want to transform. But we win anyway. How about that? We are now 3-0 in this modern league. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. It's the fourth match. We're on the play, and our opponent has revealed a Kaheera the Orphan Guard. My bad, we're on the draw. I will keep, because the Kaheera decks are traditionally control decks, and having 5 lands versus control is actually very good. So you just want to make your land drops and eventually start bullying them with Reckless Impulses, which is exactly what we can do here. They search out Thundering Falls, and it is Jeskai control. They surveil the way, tune the narrative. They play Meticulous Archive. We'll fetch, grab Elegant Parlor, get rid of the Sacred Foundry. I don't really need another land in this spot. The deck did not care. We'll play Arid Mesa. End step, they play Tune the Narrative, Mystic Gate, Teferi Time Reveler. Sure. They draw off the Teferi. We'll fetch and grab the other Elegant Parlor, keep the Rail Monsoon Mage, play Sacred Foundry, pass the turn. They plus the Teferi Time Raveler. They have 6 cards in their hand, and we're just drawing lands non-stop. They search out another Meticulous Archive, getting rid of another copy of Teferi Time Raveler. The Teferi Time Raveler goes up to 3 loyalty, 6 cards still in their hand. We'll fetch. 2 fetchables remain. We'll play Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn. They search out Hallowed Fountain. They plus Teferi Time Raveler again. They play another land, still 6 cards. We'll fetch. 1 fetchable remains. We draw Manamorphose. Let's search out the last fetchable land. Ren's Resolve. We will attempt a Ruby Medallion, see if this resolves. It does. Heretic Ritual. A Prismatic Ending at instant speed due to Teferi Time Raveler. Yep. Heretic Ritual. Let's play Reckless Impulse. And we will pass. They plus Teferi Time Raveler again. They put Kaheera the Orphan Guard to their hand. Interesting. I am aware that I could splice Hex Magic. It's just never going to resolve if I do. So no point in trying to do that. We'll play the Mountain. And we'll try Rail Monsoon Mage. Desperate Ritual. Prismatic Ending. Okay. They still have 5 cards in their hand. So if I Desperate Ritual again, I go up to 5 mana, which isn't enough to do anything meaningful with Wish. I will play Ruby Medallion. Another Desperate Ritual. Is this a 3rd Prismatic Ending? Wrath of the Skies. Okay. Desperate Ritual. We will cycle the Manamorphose. Red. Reckless Impulse. And unfortunately pass the turn. Wish Past in Flames is interesting. I don't have enough mana to go Wish, Orm's Chant, and then accelerate into Past in Flames. I just don't have the rituals for that. They're playing the big Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Okay. They draw a card off Teferi Time Raveler, place a Crown Scepter, and they have Orm's Chant. So I'm locked out of the game. There's no way for me to beat this. Okay. We'll bring in Orm's Chants and Wear Chairs. Get rid of Strike It Rich. At least 1 Past in Flames. I mean, as much as I love Hex Magic, this is not really the matchup for it. Part of me wonders if just like 3 Past in Flames would actually be better. I think I'm going to try this. Game 2 on the play. We will keep. Play Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. They have a Flooded Strand. We'll fetch. Grab the Elegant Parlor. Surveil away Bloodstained Mire. We draw another Pyretic Ritual. We will pass. They fetch with Flooded Strand. Meticulous Archive. Breeding Pool. Fetch with the Wooded Foothills. We'll grab the other Elegant Parlor. Goodbye to the Arid Mesa. Orm's Chant. We'll just pass here. End step, they play Tune the Narrative. Basic Plains. They thought about tapping the white mana for something, and then they switched phases, so I think they've changed their mind. I think that they were considering Teferi, and then they were like, no, I shouldn't risk it. We will pass. Orm's Chant targeting me. Okay. High Noon. Yep. I did board and Wear Tears, so that's our out. Pass the turn. End step will cycle Manamorphose. Red-white. Reckless Impulse. Play the Reckless Impulse, trying to hit a land here. And we did. Pass. They play Scalding Tarn. Go to our turn. Another Orm's Chant. We'll play Ren's Resolve. We found Wear Tear, but that's not one I wanted to exile. They fetch with Scalding Tarn. Meticulous Archive. Gets rid of Prismatic Ending. I have to discard. Probably one of my 7 orange chance. Come on, play a spell. End step. Wear Tear on the High Noon. I don't expect this to resolve. They Force of Negation, as expected. Rail Monsoon Mage. Pass the turn. They fetch with Flooded Strand. Celestial Purge. Okay. The Fairy Time Raveler. That stinks. Well, Valakut Awakening. I think I just have to bottom everything here. I did not draw into the other Wear Tear. They minus the Teferi. 4 cards in their hand. Play Rail Monsoon Mage. They're going to fetch. And they counter spell. Play a land. Pass. They plus Teferi. Consult the star charts. I mean, this deck is just built to beat combo. They still have 4 cards in their hand. We'll play Run's Resolve. Play Sacred Foundry. Pass the turn. They tune the narrative. That would have been a great spot if I had Wear Tear, but I just don't. Well, actually, there's a Teferi. Never mind. They don't have to worry about anything. We'll play the land. Reckless Impulse. Pass the turn. And now they have Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Yeah, this game's over. I've seen enough. Alright, so we lose. We are now 3-1. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. The final round of this Modern League, we are on the play. Keep. So I'm actually going to play the Valakut Awakening as my first land. So the thought process here is depending on the matchup, and I don't know what it is, but most likely I would like to play Rail Monsoon Mage on turn 2. And then that means on turn 3, I have all the mana I need to combo off. And it looks like they're on the Affinity deck. Really, really powerful open. Okay, another Rail Monsoon Mage. I guess that gives us a little bit of protection against Metallic Rebuke. It looks like they have it, as always. Yup. They swing. Ouch, I go to 18. They play a land and Pinnacle Emissary. Are we going to try to go for it? I think the answer is no. We're going to play Ruby Medallion, Rail Monsoon Mage, and pass. I think going for it here would be a little bit risky. We only have 3 spells. Granted, 2 of them are impulse effects, but if you don't hit mana, you just burned a lot of resources. So I'd rather just take my time. The needle here hurts. They name Rail Leyline Prodigy, as they should. Memory Lurker of the Lock, which shows a Arcbound Ravager. No blocks, I'll take 5. They have 1 card in their hand. I will Reckless Impulse. No reason to play the land in our Hex Magic deck. No. Ren's Resolve. Tails. No. Past in Flames. We'll play the Desperate Ritual. Tails. No. Heretic Ritual. Tails. I think I should fetch and surveil here. Potentially get another card I want in the graveyard. Elegant Parlor. Like this Wish. Now we'll play Past in Flames. Trigger. Tails. We'll play Pyretic Ritual. Tails. We'll play Wish from a 7. Tails. So I'm just talking out loud. I could go Wish into Wear Tear, destroying the needle, and then ultimate. But I think I do want to transform here. And now we'll destroy the needle, ultimate the Rail Leyline Prodigy. Easy does it. Manamorphose. We'll make 2 red mana. Another Manamorphose. 2 more red mana. We'll play Wish. And our opponent concedes. We'll bring in Wear Tear and the Brotherhood's End. Get rid of Strike It Rich, a Past in Flames, and a Run's Resolve. Game 2, we're on the draw. I mean, we have 2 pieces of interaction, which is nice. I'm worried about only the 1 land without a reducer, but maybe I'm supposed to keep it. I guess we're up a game. They have Fiery Islet. Oh no, the Broken Pinnacle Emissary starts. Yep, you got it. Oh my. And now they have Emery? No, and they have Kappa Cannoneer! No chance this hand wins. 0. 0 chance. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, well my draw was Rail. So I'm taking 9 here. Potentially 10. And they have Shadow Spear. Oh, wow. What a start. I'm taking 11. Even if I draw a land, what am I supposed to do? I'm just dead. Get rid of the Ruby Medallion? Part of me was hoping I didn't draw the land so I didn't have to think about it. So I go to 7. There's just nothing I can realistically do in this spot. I could go Ritual, Rail, Wear Tear, Kill. The Kappa Cannoneer has Ward 4, and any artifact makes it unblockable. I'm just going to go to the next game. Resubmitting the same configuration. I believe I've mentioned it, but like I don't mind leaving in Gemstone Caverns as just like a land that's colorless. I think it's really important to hit your land drops on curve, and 19 lands plus 2 MDFCs gives you that ability. We will keep hands a little bit slow. Elegant Parlor. I don't need Wish. Pass. Sink in a Stupor as a land. All 3 games with the turn 1 Pinnacle Emissary. Why are you like this? Into Tormod's Crypt. Mox Opal 2. Claws of Gix. That's a good open. They draw off the Bauble. We draw Reckless Impulse. I'll go to 19. Mountain. We'll play Reckless Impulse. Wear Tear and land number 3. They swing. Another Tormod's Crypt. We draw Wear Tear. I guess I'll play the Mountain. Destroy Mox Opal. Try to keep them off mana. Pass the turn. They swing, I'll go to 11. Desperate Ritual. Let's play Reckless Impulse. Cast in Flames Hex Magic. Bloodstained Mire. I think I'm going to Ren's Resolve this turn. Elegant Parlor and a Desperate Ritual. That could have been better. They attack for 4, I go to 6. We draw Sacred Foundry. I will splice a Desperate Ritual. And then let's play Hex Magic. Splicing Desperate Ritual. Okay, we found our reducers. That's good. Let's play Ruby Medallion because it doesn't kill me and I'm at 6 life. They consign to memory. So I have a decision to make here. I can shock myself and play the Sacred Foundry. So I'll be at 4. But it means I need to transform the rail faster. I think I'm actually supposed to just burn a Desperate Ritual and not shock myself here. Rail Monsoon Mage. We'll play Manamorphose. Yes. Or Tails, yes. Maybe I did that wrong. Sorry, I was looking at Storm Count, just so nervous about dying. I said yes before it was ready to win. Alright, we're going to kill a Tormod's Crypt here. They use 1 as expected. Oh, I messed up. I forgot to plus the rail. I'm just so nervous right now about my life total that I punted. I wonder if it's crazy to just kill 2 tokens and pass. We'll play the Elegant Parlor. Get rid of the Arid Mesa. Pass the turn. Sorry, just my life total got to me. It's late. Another Tormod's Crypt, okay. No, you have Kappa Cannoneer? Aw, brutal. Okay. Well, that's a Hex Magic, that's pretty good. Hex Magic for some number plus Splice. I'm going to play the Sacred Foundry, actually. This allows me to double Splice Desperate Rituals. Alright, so now we can Brotherhood's End. Destroy artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Play Ruby Medallion. Manamorphose. Red. Desperate Ritual. Desperate Ritual. Valakut Awakening. Get rid of the land and Rail Monsoon Mage. Reckless Impulse. Reckless Impulse. We have 1 Wish in exile, just making sure. I don't think I need the 2 rituals in my hand, so I'm going to save them for Hex Magic. Desperate Ritual. Desperate Ritual. Manamorphose. Red. Little Valakut Awakening. Put 4 on the bottom. Manamorphose. Red. Another Manamorphose. Little Hex Magic. And there's the Wish. We'll play Wish from 18. Grape Shots from 19. We did it. Nice. 4-1 isn't bad. I mean, I would have preferred a 5-0, don't get me wrong. But I'll take a 4-1. Hex Magic was broken. Really, the card is so powerful. I don't know if I would say that it's Wheel of Fortune. Like, I don't think it's that, but it's probably the best wheel effect that exists in Modern. I don't think Reforge the Soul is particularly playable, so Hex Magic is pretty darn playable. Yeah, I love the deck list. I like the 60. I did not miss a main deck Grape Shot. I will admit boarding is a lot tougher now because you no longer have a bunch of cards you just want to cut from your deck, like Artist Talent and Glimpse the Impossible. So boarding becomes more tricky. You're really not allowed to board in more than 4 cards. That's something I learned in this league. You're allowed to shave 2 Striker Rich, the 3rd Past in Flames, and like one of the impulse effects. I do not want to board out Hex Magic. That card is so powerful. Against heavy counterspell decks, I could see it, but not your average deck, I don't think. I don't know if you need 2 Grape Shot on the board. Maybe you could get by with 1 if you want to play a Blood Moon or a Galvanic Relay or something else. But I liked the list a lot. If you have any thoughts, put it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. Maybe I'll even have the Cyborg Guide updated by the time this goes live. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will be. So you don't even have to worry about that. The Cyborg Guide will be updated by the time this goes public. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to go to bed now. I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep storming. Thank you for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. But in our description, you'll find a link to our Discord where you could talk about the deck with other like-minded individuals of varying skill types. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an expert. There's people there looking to talk combo. Join our Discord.